And it's Don Hewitt back with Sports Cage along with Sharky, and we're going to go right out to McMahon Stadium in Calgary, where Glen Suitor, the best color man in the business with TSN, is preparing for the big game tonight at McMahon with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers in town. And weirdly, I started to think about all the injuries in the CFL. It's sort of like the NFL. The hitting is getting so hard, and it's vicious, most of it legal. And I thought of Glen Suitor in his playing career, because the one thing that he was very sturdy, solidly built, and the amount of years that Glen played, he didn't get hurt very often. And Glen, I don't know if you remember your younger self, but you were, in terms of body and physicality, you were a bit of a stud.
Oh my God!
Well, I don't know how much I owe you guys for all that, but I am definitely buying the next pizza. I'll tell you that much. You know what, guys? I got really lucky playing. Honestly, I really think that it just does come down to being in the wrong place at the wrong time and having. At times, how many times have we seen a player from his own team roll on the back of the legs of a teammate? It's just, I think right place, right time, or wrong place at the wrong time is just bad luck for a lot of these guys that do get hurt. I never missed a game, and that's
okay. There you go.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I'm, of the stats that you look at when you're done playing. That was the one I might be most proud of. And it was partly due to luck, for sure. And, you staying in the weight room during the season and doing all those things that, rehabbing. And, Ivan at the time, you guys know Ivan in Saskatchewan, the legend trainer. I mean, without the trainers and equipment staff and people like that, you just don't have a chance. Those guys are MVPs every year. Ivan was a savior for many of us because he not only worked with us physically to make sure we were ready for game day, but he also worked with us mentally. So you couldn't start feeling sorry for yourself in Ivan's room. Ivan would
he wouldn't allow it.
He would not allow any pouting or feeling sorry. He'd give you a little slap on the leg and say, "Just put some ice on that ankle and let's go."
Yeah. Well, I hope Ivan's not listening right now, because I'm going to make a statement about Ivan. Ivan bought a lovely home on a golf course in northwest Regina and then complained that there were golf balls in his backyard.
Yeah. Well,
nobody's not listening.
Sorry, Ivan. Yeah. It was probably my round because I have a bad slice of time.
Yeah, that's right.
It's interesting that we talk about injury suits, and we got some injured quarterbacks, some coming back, some still out. Alexander in Montreal still out there going with McLeod, Bethel, Thompson. But more importantly, Nathan Rourke coming back, that oblique injury. Are they rushing this? Are they rushing this back too fast?
I don't think they would do that. No, first of all, Buck Pierce, their coach, knows the position, and he knows how important the abductor is in that midsection when it comes to throwing the ball and the torque you need out of that part of your body. So he understands the mechanics of that. They would definitely not do it if the training staff had any concerns at all. And, clearly they must not. But most importantly, Nathan would be honest. I know Nathan Rourke pretty well. Right. And honestly, I don't think he would put a whole season in jeopardy, or at least, or a 6-game injured list even in jeopardy by rushing back. So he must feel confident. I know during the early part of the week he was throwing deep balls without any issues. So, in practice. So I think he's ready to go, and it's good. There's two things about these injuries. One is I'm really surprised that the experienced backup quarterbacks didn't really have a good week. I mean, McLeod, Bethel, Thompson didn't play well. Jeremiah Mazzoli didn't play well. In fact, Mazzoli hasn't played well in 2 games now, replacing Rourke, and those guys should be better. And so I'm a little surprised that the backups haven't played as well as I expected them to, but the good news is that these injuries to the starters has happened early, and we're going to see these guys return real soon.
Glenn, you're, of course, as we said, broadcasting the game tonight from McMahon with the Bombers in town. To me, this is a huge game for Calgary. We know what to expect from Winnipeg, but I know Farhan actually was on the show earlier. He's picking Calgary to win. Are we going to find out tonight, Glenn, what Calgary is made of this year?
Well, we will over I would say the next 4 games. I mean, Dave Dickinson is calling the next 4 games the gauntlet, and he doesn't want his players, obviously, to look past Winnipeg. You can't do that. But they have Winnipeg in Saskatchewan next week, Winnipeg, Montreal. Those are their next 4 games. So they will know at the end of 4 weeks basically what they need to do to improve, where they are really, not even in the standings. I mean, where they are as a football team, and can they be a contender? I think the next 4 weeks is going to tell them that. This is the first real good test for them. Mm-hmm. And, the Bombers are a machine. You guys know it. And the Bombers are so well balanced, so well coached. And here are the 3 things that they do that I think people kind of, roll their eyes a little bit at, but they don't take penalties. They're again the best team in the league with the fewest penalty yards per game.
Yep.
And they are every year. You go back and look at the last 4 years, the Winnipeg Blue Bombers take the fewest penalties, so they don't beat themselves. They're always in the top 3 in giveaway takeaway. And right now they're at +4 in the top 3 again of the giveaway takeaway department. And they're balanced on offense, balanced on defense. So, I think like as far as run stopping and against the pass and running the ball and throwing it on offense. So, I think when you think about those giveaway takeaways and you think about the penalty yards, they don't ever beat themselves, and often teams self-destruct trying to get to them. So they almost start to panic, saying, we're only down by 7, push, and then they get 3 bad penalties, and then they throw an interception, and it's game over. Winnipeg wins another one. So, that's really the important stats. We say it all the time, but giveaway, takeaway, and penalties are going to sink you in a hurry.
Glenn, you have a production meeting to go to, I believe, for tonight's broadcast. We'll be watching you. I'm looking for. I'm going to cook my burger and then watch Glenn.
Actually, before you leave, Glenn, I do have a quick comment. I think your off-season training in Grand Cayman's teaching scuba diving lessons was the reason you had such a healthy CFL career.
You know what? That's a good theory. I don't think my wife will buy it, but that's a really good theory for staying in shape. And tonight, by the way, again, Stampede Bowl, guys.
Yes.
Stampede Bowl, so we'll all be sporting the cowboy look. I can't wait. I'm going in as Bad Bart or whatever.
Yep,
it's good, the bad, and the ugly.
Everything's open. The tents are open. Everything's open tonight, even though it's officially not till tomorrow. Thanks a lot, Glenn. Have a good broadcast tonight.